Famed, of course, for my unique red skin and unparalleled skills as a general of the House of War, I, the Red Prince, was raised within the vast palaces of the fabled Forbidden City. I was destined to become the next emperor. But my ambitions suffered a bit of a setback when I fell from grace for cavorting with demons. Now, I'm exiled and hunted by assassins. But I assure you, I remain undaunted and as determined as ever to claim my rightful throne.
Am I awake? I think I need a pinch. Oh, no. Hang on. It's you. They said you'd be red, but I didn't think so very red. Yes, of course. They told me all about you. Oh, they jabber something frighteningly. You want to know what they said? Yes, you do. I've a spot on the beach. Tent, fire. Come talk to me there. They really want you to. Good. Close by as the gull flies. Hardly a saunter. Toodaloo.
He suddenly leans in, and his voice drops to a whisper.
We play the fool among fools, the sage among sages. You'll find me somewhat more coherent in privacy. That is a promise, Prince. Ah, there you are. All rugged and ragged. How the mighty have fallen, Just so, how very reciprocal. You see mysteries in the night, so do I. Oh, I'm just your man. The they I spoke of, O Majesty, are my dreams, the brain born of sleep. I see you in my wondrous foggy fantasies, sire. They speak to me. They say that you are the one that will bring about the change. But there are those that oppose the change. There are those that want you quite dead. I cannot say. I do not know. For you, your Majesty, for your life and for your destiny. See, this is the very X in the crux of the capital M'd matter, Prince. What we must speak of is very delicate. What we must speak of is very dangerous. What I must know, I do not know when I'm awake. What I must tell you out in the great sleep. It's quite simple, really. You and I must simply close our eyes and let sleep take us by the hand. Then we shall meet in the great realm of dreams, where the whispers will reach me, and through me, their words will be yours. Like slapping a king cobra whose sister you just addressed with a vulgar epithet. Oh, yes. But we will only walk its outer edge, I assure you. There really is no need to worry. There's one little, let's call it, complication, though. Dear me, this is frightfully embarrassing for a dreamer to say, but, I find myself quite unable to dream. My sleep has become blind and silent. I want to aid you, of course, my lord. Indeed, I need to aid you. But I am in just as desperate a need of my medicine. The leaf that enlightens. Divinity. Should I partake of the leaf, Prince, we will both know what it is the spirit of sleep wants us to tell you. Not, quite. No. See? I have some, yes, but I stole it. They think it was an elf that did it, a Myro. They locked him in a cage. I'm torn, your highness. I should return the Divinity and set the elf free, but I really, really want to dream and see. Yes, of course. I cannot deny you, Prince, whatever my reservations. Let us partake.
Stingtail reaches into his pocket and fishes out an orange, telling you it is in pieces of fruit that he hid his contraband. He devours it greedily, and his eyes begin to glaze. A yawn, a few mumbled words, and the lizard falls asleep. You sit in the sand, close your eyes, and follow him. From shadow comes sunshine, your home. You're in your own palace, atop the great library tower. You behold the Forbidden City, only it's infinitely bigger than you remember. A sea of white marble that reaches as far as the eye can see. Stingtail is here too, but when he addresses you, another voice lurks behind the dreamers.
From shadow comes sunshine. Quite right, Your Majesty. But not if the shadow gets its way. You have questions, in here I have answers. The shadow itself, the House of Shadows. Alas, even to one such as I, their reasons remain ensconced in darkness. No one knows the House of Shadows exists. Therein lies its victory. But we, the dreamers, we know them, and we do not leave them to weave their black webs around our empire unperturbed. The mighty houses of war and law, they are the true shadows, unaware of the dark sun that rules their days. Now, the House of Shadows moves against you, but in the House of Dreams, you have an ally. We pledge allegiance to you, a one and only prince, a one and only king to be. We see the golden throne. We see you, the shimmering flame, amid the gold. Of course you are, the spouse of the sun, the Red Prince, and so much more. Quite so. But let's not discuss the change just yet. Stingtail stung too soon. Right now we must ensure your safety. Should you perish, the change perishes with it. You must escape from the island you are on, break through Fort Joy's walls, and venture into the hollow marshes. Another dreamer awaits there, Bahara. She is a far greater dreamer than this Stingtail. She can take you further through the realm of dreams, for much further you must go. So wake now, Prince. Wake and be wary. Be wary of the shadows that would snuff out the sunshine.
You wake up, as does Stingtail. He yawns and stretches his arms.
Well now, what a dream that was. What a palace we saw. Can't say I remember much else, though. Not a jot. I saw you atop a tower. I reached out to address you. But after that, all went blank. Shh! My word, my lord, you mustn't say such things aloud. Not in this world. What if they hear? They could be anywhere. So was it really of them that the dream voices spoke? Good, good. I don't know of how much help I'll be, but I'm glad to hear we're on the side of Red Prince. Long may your majesty live, and long may be your reign.
Amid the squalor of Fort Joy, you suddenly spot an elf with diamond features, regal and radiant, but cold too, and sharper than any knife. She was among the sorcerers with whom you fought the Voidwoken down in the hold of the sinking ship. Her eyes are focused on a lizard some distance away, and you get the distinct feeling he's an unfortunate man indeed to be trapped in her tiger-like gaze. No sooner have these words left your mouth than she turns about and grabs you in a stranglehold. You feel the tip of a long needle being pushed a little ways into your neck.
You caught me off guard. No one catches me off guard. Who are you? A prince of the House of Slavers. You've just signed your own death warrant with that admission.
A push, a pivot, and now you suddenly face her, the needle still all too deeply embedded in the side of your throat. Despite the precariousness of your situation, you notice a flaw in her diamond features, a curiously shaped scar on her left cheek.
It's dawning on you, isn't it? Why I hate reptiles like you. But I do, master, with the heat of 1,000,000 suns.
She drives the needle in deeper and whispers.
In truth, it does not matter in the least who you really are. You saw me mark my prey. You could warn him, save him, or kill him before I get my chance. That makes you a liability. That makes you needle feed. Never. You're a slaver, Prince. Why would I chain my fate to one like you freely, like I was once forced to? I hate to say it, but you make sense, fork tongue. Oh, little needle mine, what should I do? Push or pull? The agony of choice. You know what? Today is a rather fine day. Sunshine and an easy breeze. Yes, I'll let you live. I'll even agree to travel with you, provided we talk to another lizard. The one I've had my eye on. I'm not quite sure the weather will save him.
With a casual flick of the wrist, she withdraws the needle from your neck and smiles, as if she just invited you to sit down for tea.
Let's discuss our respective roles then, shall we?
As you're about to walk away from the lizard, Sabine cups your chin between thumb and index finger, then guides your eyes to hers.
Listen, I need to have a chat with this here morsel of flesh. He has wronged me once, but may just do right by me this time.
To your surprise, Sabine proceeds to throttle the unsuspecting lizard with one hand as she drives the tip of her needle into his lower belly with the other. Then the questions commence. You hear him yelp about the master, lone wolves, and a man called Griff. Then, quite suddenly, there's blood everywhere as Stingtail falls to the ground, face first into his own intestines. Sabine heaves a sigh of satisfaction, and as she wipes her needle clean, shoots you a cursory look.
Chat's over. Something on your mind? It's simple. He scarred me, so I scarred him. Extensively.
She defies you with devilishly innocent eyes.
Can you blame me? Justice tends to be. Anyway, what's dead is done, so let's move on, shall we? Despite my high hopes, this scar disfigures me still. The search for the master continues, of course. Hungry work, the hunt. And you know what? I'm feeling a bit peckish. Stingtail mentioned a cook, as it happens. Fellow named Griff. 2 birds, 1 stone. How about it?
Ha! I found you, didn't I? Red, they said. Red, then dead. Not an attempt, mate. Not if I can bloody help it. Time's up, Your Highness. Let's dance.
The woman looks out on the gently lapping waves. She seems totally at peace, but as you approach, she turns to you with a cheerful smile.
Haven't seen you around here before. New? A prince, no less. Don't think I ever had the honour. Must be strange for you here among us poor folk. You here alone, Sir Prince?
She gives you a long look.
You've got a sharp tongue. Seems to me I hear a whole lot of bitterness and anger at the root of it, though. A sharp tongue's a poor companion, you know. You think twice about facing this mean world alone, eh? Someone to drink to in the evenings, someone to hold at night. If you got those, you'll be all right. Some of us haven't got anyone at all anymore. It's nothing. If I haven't learnt that by now, I haven't learnt anything at all. Used to be I had a family, a husband, and a little boy. We were healers. Source was in our blood. Then they brought us here. I couldn't stop them from taking my boys from me when they did. Reckon they were cured. Maybe even released. Don't know why the Reds didn't take me too. Now I'm just waiting for him to call my name. Waiting and remembering. Poor fella. Can't imagine such a thing myself. Family's not supposed to do that.
She looks out over the waves. For a while, the sound of them lapping on the beach is the only thing you hear.
Don't we make for a fine couple? Here I am pining over my family. Here you are pining over yours. In such different ways, too.
You, the Red Demon, the exiled pig. I'd heard they'd sent you here, but I'd hoped you'd have drowned yourself before crossing my path. Demons lie. You say you are no demon. This is a lie. You are a demon.
You there, whatever you are. Did Brackus send you? Is he ready to apologize? A prince? Spouse of the sun? A fiery lord, you say? And here am I, a princess, without any dashing royal company. It's a shame I'm betrothed to that ingrate Brackus Rex. How dare you? Do you take me for some common trollop? Guards, seize him! I want him to burn.
Amid the soundless air of this alien world, a phantom-like figure awaits you. She too is a lizard, as you can tell, but there are telltale details in her features that conjure memories of incense and mantras. The onyx eyes, three-layered crown, and feathered shoulders. You recognize her from the statues that stand tall in desert sands. She is the goddess Zol Stissa, greatest of the seven.
Red Prince, welcome be. May your words command the rivers. May your hands direct the winds. Fire of sun and rock of earth. May they serve you like faithful slaves. Red Prince, it is an honor.
To your surprise, the goddess sinks to her knees and bows before you in reverence.
Then you have prayed in vain.
She rises and considers you with deep-set admiration, like one would a work of art.
Red Prince, God-child, truest ruby of all realms. Tell me, do you know why you are red? Yes, the tale of your birth and the love born to you by the sun will always remain a part of your mythology. But I think there is another reason for your brightness. You are red, Red Prince, because all of you is heart. You are carnage, and you are concord. The Lord of War and Lord of Wisdom. You are lust, and you are love. You are passion personified. That is why I saved you from the all-consuming sea. Why I soothed your lungs with my breath and placed you gently on the nearest shore. Red Prince, you are greater than all others, for you are the sum of all others. You are the Father, the life shaper made manifest in a man. I would see that man a god. I bow before you because I am a goddess no longer, robbed of my powers by the usurping divine. We, the seven, are gathered here in these horrid halls of echoes, dead spirits vying for rebirth. But none of us will be the one of our children instead, a god-woken like you. I have chosen you. You are to be my champion. Those days are over. Only one can don his head with stars and wield the sources of infinity. A great battle is being waged. It is the twilight of the seven and the day to dawn of the one. The powers of all divinity must unite, and they must unite in you, the paragon of lizards. Our kind must rule this world, and none other. None of the primordial slime that made it onto two legs by nature's oversight. Take up the mantle, Red Prince, and all will be well. All will be well.
As she speaks these last four words, the outline of the goddess shimmers, shakes, then transfigures into an all-too familiar shape. She stands before you in the guise of her, the woman you've been dreaming of for as long as you can remember. She is unparalleled beauty, and her skin's as red as yours. Yes, here she stands, your deepest secret, your deepest desire. She whom you've longed for since your soul slipped into consciousness, and you lock eyes with her.
Just look at you, Red Prince, standing there in all your silent eloquence. I could drop a stone into the well of your heart, and it would take the span of a sun's life for the little traveler to hit bottom. Such is the depth of your devotion. It is a good thing for the Life-Shaper to possess such affection, for she too, your secret love, has her part to play in downfall and divinity. Now of divinity, let me give you a taste.
She steps close, puts her hand on your chest, and leans in.
Kiss me, my prince, for I am her. Kiss me, for I am your one true love.
The kiss is long and sweet as rosewater. As it endures, you can feel a whole new power invade and expand your spirit.
There.
It is Zolstissa who is withdrawn from you, in her own godly guise once more.
No. Find your true love, and forget my kiss. Remember only the blessing I gave you. Cherish this purest of pearls I have given you. A droplet of untainted source, and a promise of things to come. I blessed the very water beneath your feet. Now you may wield that power for yourself. So take it with you, back to our beautiful world. There use it to make that world yours. Of course you have, but they can wait. What is life without a little mystery? Before I let you go, though, there is one more matter we must touch upon. You are traveling with company, yes? No, not friends, rivals. They are God-woken too, and may be courted by the lesser six. But you will be a god, none other. Smile at your fellow wanderers, but ready your knife, for its time will come. Oh, and Losa? Lovely little Losa? Just kill her now, and be done with it. So, now we must part, with fire in your soul and resolve in your mind. We'll meet again, Red Prince. Always will I walk beside you.
The goddess steps back and waves, the warmth of her lips still lingering on yours. Then, sudden light and lightning, and you are gone. No sooner have you rung the ornate bell than the face of a lizard woman surfaces from behind a rock up on the ledge before you. Her stare is as sharp as the bolt eyeing you from atop her crossbow.
Stand back, kinsman, and keep your hands off your weapons. Convince me you're no magister, or draw one last deep breath.
But it is you, isn't it? The Red Prince. My word, it is imperative that we talk, Your Majesty.
With one graceful motion, the lizard throws down a tangled mess of vines for you to climb.
Come, Prince. Ascend to the sanctuary of Amadia. You'll find you're not the only guest here, but surely you are its most honored one. You were fortunate, Your Majesty, to have found this place. Fortunate to have found me. And you have found her.
Her eyes grow misty, and for a moment it looks like she's about to hug you, but thinks better of it.
Oh, sweet Prince, if I think of the perils you have faced, of the indignities you've had to suffer, but know that I, like you, will do all in my power to find your way home once more, unto the very throne. Thank you, Your Majesty, but the honor of partaking in your destiny is all the reward I desire. We both know why you've come. We both know where I must take us. The dark, the dangerous dark. Dream with me, my lord. Dream with me.
Her skin is warm against yours, her breathing a sea that lures. You plunge and sink. You drown in her maelstrom eyes. Darkness. A hand pressed in yours, tugging you along. There are things in this unnatural darkness. They slither behind you so quickly, more quickly than you. You move through the absolute black, whipped sore by unseen tendrils. Then, suddenly, in the distance, a streak of red, as if a gargantuan dragon opens a solitary eye. You run. You run with all you have. The red eye widens. A solitary sun. Run, red, run, then white. A lazy red once more. A desert camp at sunset. Amid the carpets and perfumed waters stands a lizard dreamer dressed in royal silks.
Thank you, Bahara, for leading our son through the darkness. Welcome be, Red Prince, to the haven in the horror. Truly is she a daughter of dreams.
With a polite gesture, the dreamer bids you make yourself comfortable. Wine and delicacies await.
Red Prince, your majesty, I am Bramos the Wanderer, leader of the House of Dreams and, unbeknownst to you, your greatest champion. Countless times since your birth have I, and so many dreamers with me, foiled the attempts of your enemies to assassinate your royal person. Until we failed. The last demon you summoned, for power's sake, and for lust's sake, she was indebted to those who seek your demise. Of this we had no knowledge. But for the might of your own magic, the House of Shadows would have finally had its way. But for your own awing strength, the day would have ended with your death instead of your downfall. Indeed not, your majesty. But you live still, and by your own devices. A formidable feat, that much I assure you. All we know is that the House of Shadows seeks to kill you. Their motives are as obscure as their very existence, but I surmise it has something to do with another obscure existence. Hers.
He looks aside, and where his eyes lead, a second figure appears. It is she, the secret of your soul. The goddess knew her, and Bramos knows her too. She who's been in your dreams since the sunburst that was your own dawn.
She is change, just as much as you are. She is the true crown, the true throne, the true empire, vast as the stars' domain. Find me, and I will guide you to her. To Reaper's Coast I'll go, and hide in the mist beneath the hamlet of Driftwood. Come meet me, kindler, shaper, father, and wake. Awake.
We have walked the wastes of nightmare and survived, my prince. It is not a feat given to many. It was my pleasure. The darkest dark is perilous, but we braved it with worthy ambition. The promise that is Bramos. You are the dreamer's dream, Red Prince, and so is she. We must know what these visions mean, and we must make them come to pass. The guests, they call themselves Seekers. They're brave people, and friends to sorcerers. But you'll find them a battered band here today, brought low by bloody battle.
As the cursed tendrils slacken, Zorstissa inhales deeply, air wheezing into her throat. Wheezes become a hum, then a gently wavering song.
A champion I called. My champion did come. First among my chosen, first among them. Together we gazed into the black. We turned our backs to it. We turned. You have come, my prince, my chosen. It is not too late. Not yet, but almost. Yes, and while we quibbled, an enemy greater than any one of us stole in like a thief in the night. But here you are, my chosen, my God-woken, our hope. You will undo what has been done. I saw it as I drifted here, at the midpoint between reality and oblivion. I saw I saw Rivellon. But there was no Rivellon. There were no people, no ancient empire, none of our people, none of our great works. I grow cold now, even thinking about it. It was not a dream, Godwoken. It was a threat. A promise from our enemy. The enemy you and you alone can stop. It was a vision of the void, and it made me tremble with fear. Yes, my prince. I, the goddess. I who created you, tremble. Soon the Seven will be nothing but morsels in the maws of the void. Unless you do as I bid you. Do what I blessed you for. You have already set loose some of the powers locked within you. But there is a great well of possibility, as yet untapped. You cannot stop until you ascend to the highest heights of your power. You cannot stop until you become divine. Like Lucian, you will be called to unite the powers of the Seven against the Void. Like Lucian, you will lead our proud people to preeminence. But, unlike Lucian, your weakness will not lead you to foolish failure. Either a new divine rises, or the world falls prey to the Void. One of the Godwoken must become the new divine, and that Godwoken must be you. You are my champion. So set off in pursuit of divinity.
She opens her mouth to respond, but stops dead. Her head jerks from side to side, searching for something unseen.
You must hurry. I hear it singing to me. Fire and ice, death and skulls, blackness, blackness. Go!
White-hot cold pierces your heart like a blade. You are frozen to the spot. The burning cold pumps through you like a curse, and then, bathed in the half-light of these starless barrens, you spot a figure you could only describe as a second self. It looks haggard and weak, its very voice but a feeble echo of your own.
Red Prince, come. Come closer, so that you may see me as I truly am. Look me in the eyes.
The apparition clasps your face in its shaking hands. You suddenly feel your eyes tingle. Everything becomes brighter, sharper. Blacks and whites become glorious bursts of color, then fade back into their accustomed spectrum.
Blind eyes shine brightly.
Gone is the strange mirror image of yourself. Before you stands the goddess Zolstissa in all her spectral glory.
You know me now, don't you? I saved you from drowning. I blessed you, made you powerful. And now I've come to seek some power in return. Your God-woken soul is my last refuge, my last bastion. May as well make the best of what you have to offer.
Zolstissa nourishes herself from the source that abounds in your presence. You feel it deep down inside yourself.
Ah, yes. Just what I needed. I tell you, dying just doesn't become a god. The void itself is hunting down the gods, leeching us in ways we never thought possible. Droplet by droplet, we are being drained. We're battling for our very survival. It's a battle we're losing, and should we truly lose, all will be cast into oblivion. Well, sort of. But by all means, let that be a motivator, not a cause for concern. You must realize, Red Prince, that our fates are now as one, just as our souls are now as one. We are I. Together we are a force to be reckoned with. But if we seek to survive the onslaught of the Void, we stand no chance unless we become vastly more powerful than we are now. That means there is but one place we can go. the Well of Ascension. It most certainly will be. The Well of Ascension is a lake, a pool of pure source, in which the powers of the Seven lie united. We gave them up freely to create the first divine. Each of us donated half of that which makes us gods. To bathe in the lake is to become our chosen. That is where the road to divinity leads, and you must be the first to reach it at all costs. I know. Or did you think I chose you for those ember eyes alone? One must never enter into any endeavor, though, without realizing the stakes. The void is stronger than ever. A new divine won't be enough. You need to go to the Well of Ascension. Not to bathe in the source of the Seven, but to take it. All of it. Only he who claims everything will be everything. The void's doom, this world's liberator. I hope you understand them to their full extent. The other gods must either bow to you or be undone. But of course, that is what they are saying to their own god Woken as we speak. We both know they won't bow, just like we both know you will never bow to them. Only one can become a god strong enough to safeguard our world. One at the expense of all others. So make no mistake, Red Prince. Chances are the road to divinity will be paved with dead gods. Their blood on your blood-red hands. But don't let that dismay you. For these sins will be washed clean by the knowledge you committed them to save all of existence. To save your kin, and your loved ones, and your empire. I promise that yours alone will be the powers of the lake. And to the lake I will lead you. But not yet. Not until you've become a true master of the Source. Until you speak the language of creation itself. Our journey will be fraught with peril. It is a pilgrimage of challenges that will require you to command Source like only a god Woken can, and wield its most powerful spells.
Laughter rolls and echoes into infinity.
You are quite formidable, my prince, but you underestimate just how much more formidable you could be. We are I now. The spells you need to know I will teach you when you are ready, but first you must learn to channel the Source in greater volumes. That is why you need to seek masters of the Source. You must make them teach you, so that you may become a master in turn. So, return to Rivellon, and seek out these sages where they dwell. Convince them to share with you their deep-seated bond with the Source. Once you have, you may return to me here. Something that'll make you understand that for a god, there is precious little difference between the living and the dead. Source is. It is a constant, a subject of neither time nor transience. All of life is Source, and in Source it is. Immortally so. You have the vision of a god now. Eyes that can see spirits, the souls of the dead made manifest in Source. Speak the spell during your peregrinations, and you will see them. Where the dead lie, the dead linger. And so much more. But I'm no longer who I once was, bound to you as I've become. I will teach you what I can, but the knowledge that will expand the bounds of your soul, that you'll have to hunt for yourself. Best of luck, Red Prince.
Red Prince, your majesty, you live! Oh, much have I prayed to Seven-blessed Zolstissa that she would keep you safe. Because of the shadows, your highness, the manifold shadows. Many long hours I have passed here, waiting for your royal self to break through the smoke. I must speak with you, Red Prince. I must speak with you of Bramos the Wanderer. Indeed, great prince, but...
He looks around the hazy room with hasted eyes.
The House of Shadows stirs. 7 curse them for their insolence. The Honorable Bramos, too, sensed them closing in. He had no choice but to flee from Driftwood. A little ways east he went, in search of safety, to an encampment of paladins. You will find him there, Majesty. And with that, I have told my tale. Prince of Princes, I am humbled and grateful.
He bows deeply, as reverently as one would before a god.
Who goes there? Who's asking? Red Prince, eh? In that case, you better talk to Sir Hardwin. Centre Bridge, can't miss him.
A senior paladin sits hunched over a tattered map. He registers your presence, sits back in his chair, taps his fingers on the map.
Who are you, and who sent you? You must be the Red Prince. I did meet with a Bramos, yes, but he's no longer here. Some lizards came along, rather shady-looking types if you ask me. Before I knew it, the fellow you're looking for was gone. Across the bridge. Last I heard, one of my scouts saw him heading down the southern road bound for Stone Garden. A graveyard. Now, if you'll excuse me.
He looks back down at his map, but then seems to change his mind.
Actually, hang on for another moment, would you? I think I've heard about you. Didn't you free the Meister from the gallows in Driftwood? Then I may well have a job for you, if you're interested.
The spirit shimmers faintly, reaching for you with vaporous arms, its voice as weak as the breeze.
Red Prince, art thou truly he, of prophecy foretold, augured in ancient melody? Rav Mudon, Anan Eket, Vetu Duran. It means thou, what thou art, and what thou shalt be. The dreamer knows, he passeth by, chased by shadow. To the dreamer I will take thee, for I too dream. In death I dream, Red Prince. Let me guide thee.
The spirit comes closer and bids you look into its weary, wearying eyes. A sudden fatigue overwhelms you, and you fall asleep. Once more you're in the great dark, but you deftly follow your guide in utter silence. The unseen tendrils lash, but do not find you. Soon you spy it. The solitary red eye, the haven in the horror, that is where you are headed. You arrive at the desert camp, dormant beneath an eternal sunset. Bramos the Wanderer awaits.
Your Highness, you have found me. The House of Shadows stirs, sire. Assassins had me cornered, and so I took the last desperate action left open to me. I fled bodily into the dream realm. This is my world now. To Rivellon I can never return. Not that it matters. It is but a small sacrifice to make in return for the fulfilling of the prophecy that is the Red Prince. It is time we talk about the prophecy, sire. First, let me ask you a question, Your Majesty. A query that involves the very fundamentals of who we are. Who are we? A falsehood. We are descendants of a race older than the gods. Here is the truth, Red Prince. We were dragons once. All of us. All lizards are descendants of dragons. Great red dragons. It's all dawning on you. Very good. The prophecy, the secret that the House of Dreams has safeguarded for countless millennia, says that when the Red Prince and the Red Princess unite, their children will be dragons, and through their union all lizards will be dragons again. Throughout history, the House of Shadows has spilled the blood of thousands of dreamers to prevent your birth and your union. But we are on the cusp of denying them their long-sought victory. You must go to her, Red Prince. She is waiting for you. She's close to you, along Reaper's coast. There's a camp to the north. It's where I was headed before the House of Shadows caught up with me. She knows the House of Dreams is the ally of dragons. She's aware we've been trying to unite you against all the odds. So go to her, for she awaits you with ravenous patience. No one knows the motives of our enemy, why they seek to keep us shackled to the ground when we could soar and scorch. They look like lizards, but they think like demons. Though I've been battling them tooth and nail all my life, I cannot say who their leader is, if there even is such a creature, and of what race it is. But in the end, that is of no consequence. Unite with the Red Princess, and your children will breathe the fires of a second sun that will banish all shadow forever. You ask me, sire, about a time when the Seven still strode this world, when the finger of a god would trace lazily along the land and leave in its wake a river. Who can tell what happened when the stars above this paradise darkened in the void and froze even the fire of dragons? All I know is that ever since the first lizards awoke, cold upon rock and sand, some of them dreamt, and in dreams remembered what they were and could be again. Her name is Sadha, Princess of the House of Law. Just like you, she was raised within walls, protected against the world. But unlike you, born within the boastful House of War, her existence was kept a secret. It was I who pushed for secrecy, for as I held you both in my arms mere days after your birth, I knew the moment had come. As I knew the shadows would close in. You've known each other all your lives through dreams. I watched. You've longed for one another in loneliness. I saw. Two flames you were, with a long black shadow cast in between. But soon, no more in between at all. As you wish, my prince.
A nonchalant snap of the fingers, and just like that, you're back in the land of the living.
Majesty, thou returnest from the nighttime realm, laden with the promise of prophecy. I, lost soul, know my duty is at an end. Fare thee well, All-Father. Blessed be he. Rav Mudom, Charal Evdekius Racht, Vetu Daran.
As you approach, Zolstissa greets you with outstretched arms, though her face is marred by a pained grimace.
My, Red Prince. How you positively brim with sauce. No wonder, after all the adventures you have had, all the things you've had to do. Oh, it's naught but a chill. Bit drafty in your soul, that's all. You should...
A sudden shudder jolts through her body so violently that she drops to her knees, stunned into silence. She whispers, there really is no need for your assistance, but from the weight of her arms around you, you can tell she'd have trouble getting back up by herself. An ancient curse escapes from her lips, spoken so forcefully that for a brief moment all light recedes into the webs of darkness.
I have told you before, the void is stronger than ever. But so are you. I can sense the expanse of source inside you. You are ready to learn the spell I've yearned to teach you. The spell you will need when we reach the Well of Ascension. I have given you eyes that see the source. Now I will give you the teeth to take it.
Stissa smiles, and you notice for the first time 2 vampire-like fangs glistening beneath her upper lip. A gulf of magic envelops you, and you feel a sudden insatiable hunger for sauce.
Go on. I am here for you. Give in to your hunger. Yes. Relish in your lust for power, just like a god should. Go on. Devour me.
Though your spell tore through her like a spear through flesh, Stissa looks grimly happy, if haggard.
You speak the spell with brash ferocity, like I knew you would, my prince. Oh, do you still not see? There is no such thing as too much of your wild abandon. Let me tell you the one truth about what it means to be a god. It is to be the lion in a world of lambs. It is about power, and power is not given. It is taken. With your all-seeing eyes and your all-consuming teeth. You can see the souls of the dead, and now you can feed from them to your hungry heart's content. So, feed, for you will starve until you finally feast upon the Well of Ascension. No, your soul must grow bigger still. Your inner self become a vaster expanse, so that it may house divinity. There are more masters of the Source, more aspects of the Source to learn. The hunt continues, my prince. Just you hurry.
The whiff of chemistry assails you. You know that it's all in your imagination, but still your throat constricts, your stomach turns, and your vision swims before you. As your vision clears, you realize that the spirit before you is, or was, a childhood slave. Old Stinky went on to become a poisoner known as the Black Widowmaker, shunned by all the houses. He turns to you. His eyes widen in recognition. He looks insane, even more insane than he was all those years ago. He exhales. A cloud of greenish gas envelops you, and suddenly you are him. You're the Black Widowmaker, deep down in black shadows, setting your latest creation to paper. A deadly brew that looks and tastes like an elixir. It's your best work yet. You sip a celebratory tonic, and you realize you've made your last mistake. Your throat constricts. Acid burns your guts. Your heart slows to a halt. You slump forward. A kin appears, a lone wolf. She takes your book, but you're already dead. He gives you but a sneer, then turns back to the real focus of his hate. He intensifies his gaze on the lizard lone wolf before him. If looks were poison, she'd soon be dead. You stand, stunned. Before you, as if she stepped out of a dream, she awaits. The woman you've dreamt of since birth. The Red Princess.
You do not disappoint, my prince. You're every bit the gentleman they said you'd be. How very pleasurable, is it not, to finally meet in the flesh? For it is very much in the flesh that we must meet after all. Become one. Oh, Father, Life Shaper. That is what the goddess called you. How good of you, dear prince, that you have come to shape life in me. It will be so much more than merely an honor, I hope.
Softly, she moves her body against yours, puts her arms around your neck, her mouth hot against your ear.
Let's forget for a moment all the forces that drove us here, shall we? Let us think of nothing but ourselves, one amid a nest of satin. You and I, we know each other like only true lovers do. So at long last, let us become lovers.
Her endearing smile just about melts your heart.
Wonderful. Come, let's retire to that satin nest of mine. Follow me.
The interior of the wagon is like a world unto itself, a slice of home all too far away. The scent of incense abounds as the Red Princess reclines luxuriously upon large pillows embroidered with mythical scenes.
My name is Sada. I thought you knew. You're sweet. You know that? 'Twas then he came to Oram and slew the 7-headed snake. And 7 wives they brought him, for him to leave or take. I was never very fond of that verse, actually. But tell me, how would you like to be remembered? As a hero or a lover? Is that so? I must say you surprise me. But then again, I always suspected a bit of the poet behind potentate, the sentimentalist behind the strategist. I do so enjoy being proven right.
She smiles and quizzically tilts her head.
You can do better than that, can't you?
She eagerly returns your kiss, and just like that of the goddess, it is long and sweet as rosewater.
Kiss me again, sweet prince.
As you kiss, you can feel one of her hands grabbing you by the back of the neck as the other slides down in between your legs. A whisper and a moan.
Undress.
You remove your clothes, she removes hers, and soon you're in each other's arms again, naked.
How unbearably beautiful it is, having to dream no longer. Make love to me, my prince. I love you too.
You embrace, and at long last you become one, the Red Prince and the Red Princess. A coupling eons in the making, and as world-moving as it is quietly intimate. Here, in a lone wagon, in a lone spot, in Rivellon vast and fair. Peace. True peace. There's never been a moment such as this, the cuddling after, in this little satin nest. Hours pass. Sweet talk, sweet touches. She's asleep now in your arms. What do you do? Several hours later, you awaken with her lips on yours.
Time to wake, sweet prince, and return to the mundanity of dreams once more.
You dress and cast a loving glance over her body, still soft with sleep. Daylight bemists your eyes as you descend the wagon's steps, hand in hand. As you exit the wagon, you're awaited by a vile-looking lizard, his face the very definition of mischief.
Well, 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 look who's coming up for air. Mighty powerful noises I heard coming from that there carriage. Teensy bit jealous I am.
Ignoring you completely, he laughs wickedly and addresses Sada.
My, oh my, you didn't tell Loverboy anything, did you, Dollface? Naughty, naughty?
I am sworn.
To another. That's right, little prince. Your boo is betrothed to a very different kind of king. All she needed from you was a dollop of prophecy juice. I dare say she got it.
You utter villain! And I love you. Together we will brave it all. Even the king.
Oh, ain't that as sweet as a bowl full of peaches? Hate to be this guy, but I gotta break up the party now. Time for you and your belly full of litter to crawl back to the king, darling. Gonna get me some private time with Prince Charming myself.
He grins widely, revealing rows of blackened teeth.
I've always had a soft spot for red meat.
Red Prince, you've come not a moment too soon. It's here. Even here. We must hurry now. We must race toward the well with all the determination of the eagle diving for its prey. Your prey lies on a far-off shore, at the heart of the Nameless Isle. It is a place no one can reach, unless their soul becomes their compass.
She places a hand over your heart, and you suddenly feel it, an unmistakable pull in a new and distant direction.
The battle for divinity is about to begin in earnest. The other gods and their chosen will try to outflank us, just like we must outflank them. But I will be with you. I will guide you, stand by you. I will watch as you drink from the well's spring, and as its source surges into you. The void will be overcome, and you will be the god of gods. The end is nigh. Don't fail us now.
A war owl swoops down from the sky and delivers a message for you. Red Prince, I am the one who has been hunting you, but you cling to life all too tenaciously. We must speak of the reason for your expulsion from the ancient empire, and we must speak of the Red Princess. Find me on the Nameless Isle at the Temple of Zor Stissa. In the presence of the goddess, let war and shadow meet.
Red Prince, at last we meet, or rather, meet with your awareness of my presence. How often I've stood by you but an arm's length away, a shadow within the shadows, untouchable. Almost like meeting an old friend.
His eyes are black holes in a black-skinned sky. He bows with the deference of a noble among nobles, swinging ever so playfully between sincerity and sarcasm.
I suppose I should start with an apology for the attempts on your life. Talk about getting off on the wrong foot, wouldn't you say? How very magnanimous of you. You may find this hard to believe, but given different circumstances, I would have been quite content to let you live. Let you play the Emperor from your golden throne in your golden city. Alas, certain events beyond even my control were set in motion. Ripples became waves. I had to act. And so I arranged for you to meet with an unfortunate self-inflicted end. Tell me, Your Majesty, do you know what it takes to force a succubus into submission? Yes, so you do. Must have been quite the display of source. Very impressive. It's almost a pity we find ourselves on such opposite sides, all because of who you are, and all because of who she is. It was Sadha who set events in motion, Red Prince. If you were the ripple, she was the wave. She's a tidal wave that will take wing, become a murder of dragons, red as the setting sun, that will alight every corner of this world with the terrible splendor of fire. Don't you see, you who wants to be emperor, that you're enacting the downfall of our race? The simple truth of the matter is that, yes, we lizards were dragons once. The mightiest creatures to rule sky, earth, and sea. But such was the jealousy of our power that all other races united against us and brought us to the brink of extinction. No one knows what happened next. Was it wizardry? Was it Zol Stissa who took mercy on us even then? Suddenly we were dragons no more. Lizards instead. And as lizards we flourished and built an empire once more. But the House of Dreams trades in prophecy. They've always known we could be dragons again. For one day a man and a woman will be born, and their skin will be red, and the fruit of their union will be great red dragons. Yes. In a brief moment of supremacy, followed by annihilation. Listen to me. I am the House of Shadows. This is my role. I see the great games in motion, allow them their flux when they advance for good, cut them short when they advance for evil. even if that means doing evil. The renaissance of dragons would spell the end of our race, plain and simple. To that end, I needed you to die, but you proved to be all too worthy an opponent. An opponent I would now see an ally. Ally with me, Red Prince. Find Sadha and kill her. If she births dragons, all other races will unite against us, and this time they will destroy us for good. We were spared last time. The condition of our continued existence was that we'd never let the dragon roar again.
You look each other in the eyes, like two chess players contemplating their next move. What will yours be? Still, your eyes meet, scanning for hidden layers of deceit.
I cannot be certain you speak true, but I've no choice. I must put the fate of all lizards in your hands. But beware, Sadha is ultimately dangerous. Not only will she be the mother of dragons, I fear she's fallen in with an old enemy. Them.
He points to the fallen black ring.
The king. A word that makes one shudder. Yes, I have my suspicions. They are mine to keep. But if I'm correct, and Sadha's heart has been darkened by the ring, you may be able to find her through their scrying magic. There's a thing on this island known as the Sallow Man. He is a master of mirrors. Mirrors like his will read your mind and show you what you desire, if you manage to elude or eliminate him. A word of warning. He is like a shred of nightmare ripped from the dream realm, set loose in reality. Do not underestimate this creature. Oh, and now that you're here, I wonder if you'd be so kind as to assist me with yet another little matter. You and your draconic destiny is hardly the only world-ending plot I'm trying to prevent, you see. An ancient danger has come to haunt us and needs to be stopped now. No one remembers this, but the elves are our guild. As dragons, we almost wiped them from the face of the earth. We were stopped, and we were punished. I know not how, but someone took away the fire that made us dragons. Wings clipped. We became lizards. But there was a reason our dragon ancestors wanted to destroy the elves, for they too had a plot for world domination at the expense of all other races. And while we were punished, the remaining elves were spared. The elven scions are the key. After their deaths, the powers and souls of scions linger on in the vast and ever-growing network that connects all of the ancestor trees. We discovered that once the network will be large enough, dryads will sprout from these roots, equipped with the memories, experience, and enormous powers of generations of elves. A vast, invincible army that will obliterate everything in their path. It will be the end of all other races. I've been trying to stop them for years. With your help, as it happens. You once engaged in a game of hypothetical strategy during a banquet many years ago. You were asked to shed light on the most inscrutable of conundrums. So you did. Your answers were brilliant, as ever. I took notes. I acted. One thing led to another, and soon the Divine Order was deploying death fog at the heart of the elven homeland, wiping out thousands of ancestor trees, as well as the Black Ring. The Divine Order unleashed it. I arranged it, but it's you who won that war. Fair point, but we near its end. All you need is this.
He hands you a wooden box, its surface dull to the touch. A vague sickness overwhelms you. There's death fog inside.
The heart of the vile elven network is the Mother Tree. She is rooted on this island, and I believe she is aiming to extend her roots into the powers of divinity that lie here. The powers you seek. Place this box at the heart of the Mother Tree and return to me when you've done so. I'll take care of the rest.
You seem to have made him a tad nervous. Excellent. You peer into the mirror and you see Sada, the memory of love amid satin. But then the image shifts and you see her in another place entirely. A city, a cathedral. It is the Cathedral of Arcs. You recognize it from paintings that hang in your palace. Sada is in the City of Arcs. You know where to go if you seek to find her.
I called a hero from the chaff. I called him here to me. I called a hero from below, and he shall set us free. Hear and heed my call, my love. Your hand is mine to hold. Hear and heed my call, my love. I've secrets to unfold. You are mine, you are my own. Your life belongs to me. You are mine, you are my own. My champion to be.
She gives you a look of the deepest, darkest contempt.
My mistake. I saved you. I guided you. I blessed you. I built you into what you are. I made you. I asked much of you, but I gave you everything you needed to reach your goal. And yet, you failed me. Now I must do the job for which you were made. Now I must wield what's left of my power and become the one god, savior of the kin and lord of Rivellon. Give me your body and soul, now before the others come. There can be only one now. Give yourself to me. You never learn your lesson, do you? I gave you life. Now I take it away.
When the noblewoman spots you, a mixture of awe and relief lights up her face.
My word! The Red Prince! It really is you! I have a message for you, my lord, from Sadha herself. She managed to elude her Black Ring captors and make it to the safety of our consulate here in the city, only to be attacked by Voidwoken. The Dreamers promised to take her into the Sanctuary of Dreams, but before following them, she bid me seek shelter here, await your arrival, of which she was certain, and tell you that she, in turn, awaits you, together with your offspring. The Dreamers took her away, but I don't know how their magic works. You'll find the answer in the consulate, my prince, amid the fire and the chaos. Still, I know you'll brave any danger that stands in your way, for I've heard speak of the prophecy. You are the father of dragons, O Majesty, and the mother of dragons calls upon you in her hour of need.
You see billows of golden sand stretching beyond the walls and worlds that roll across the portal's surface. It isn't clear if the portal allows return travel, but you're inclined to doubt it. You've heard of such portals. They are rare creations of the House of Dreams, leading to planes where dreams manifest as reality. You've never seen one yourself, however, until now. Looking closer, you notice a spot of red through the swirling sand, and you hear a voice. She sings. She beckons.
Good evening, my prince. I trust you sleep well. She is not your truth, your deep-down truth, your terrible, inescapable, deep-down truth. She is a lie. She is a terrible lie. You are here for the truth. You're not going to like it. Your greatest fear come true. That you are not enough. No, you are not enough! You are not enough. You were never enough. You will never be enough. Come face the truth. Come face up to your lies. You are not enough!
The glass in the mirrors shimmers and tears. Reality shifts. Apparitions take shape, and they seem familiar.
Red Prince, spouse of the sun, Anan Nechet. I was keeping the portal at the consulate open for you, but... Suffice it to say there were obstacles. The House of Shadows, agents of the God King. I had to keep the princess safe and trust that you would be able to follow us. And you have. Wondrous. I shan't keep you a moment longer, not while the Red Princess awaits you.
Go. Cross the threshold. Pass through the iron door behind me.
He reaches out and hands you something small and shiny. A key.
The Voidwoken came and killed all within reach. The fires consumed the rest. It was pointless to try and face them in the waking world, so I brought the princess here for safety. I answer to the princess. Go and see her. After, I will do as she bids me to. Not memories, no. This is the war that looms in the Empire's future, dear Prince. A war against those who scorn our way of life. A war for which we will need strong leadership. Horror sleep, of course. I had to find a way to protect the princess from the Voidwoken attack in the waking world. I do not know it. I dream it. There will come a time when those who despise our customs will rise up and make war, Prince. In my dreams, I see the battles. I smell the blood of our fallen. Because it will be a turning point in the history of our people. But its outcome is not yet set in stone, dear Prince. Our empire can weather all storms with the right guiding hand. Further protection for the princess. The arena was fashioned after one in our homeland, but the opponents you faced were conjured up by your unconscious mind, Your Highness. You humble me, O Father of Dragons. May you and Sadha forever be united.
My prince, with your every step toward me, my heart beats more happily. Come and look at the fruit of our union. A dragon is yet unhatched, and there are more eggs lying upon velvet cushions in my tent. Dragons to be, yet all too vulnerable as they lie dormant in their shells. What is yet unborn will one day spawn an empire. We must protect them, my love. Yes, the God King. It seems inconceivable to me now. But in my blackest hour, I turned to him for guidance. You must know, my prince, I was desperate. The House of Shadows closed in around me, determined to kill me before I could become the mother of dragons. Then there was a voice. Promises of protection and power in Kingdom Come. I became sworn to the God King. But when I saw his followers, the vilest creatures one could conceive, I realized how poisoned his gifts would be. I did the only thing I could do. I appealed to our old champions of the House of Dreams and fled here, into a world untouchable by our foes. Even here, I hear his voice in dream. No matter which plane one could escape to, he is never far behind. But I cannot stay here forever. Our children must return to Rivellon and fulfill their destinies. However, as long as I am sworn, as long as the God King lives, this is impossible. The burden falls on you, my love. Only you can save us. And where else would you have had me turn? Each path led to my sure end. This was the only one in which I could see any future at all for our people. I regret succumbing to his gilded lies. But I know that you can rise up and rip away his grip on our world. You can still free Rivellon, love. You can still free me.
Tell her we fight the God King in her name. Soon, he'll die, and she'll be free.
Malicious or not, she is now allied with an unknowable evil. All of the God King's servants must die, including Sadhur.
The future of the lizard race stands before us. We will fight the God King, and we will win.
Tell her we fight the God King in her name. Soon he'll die, and she'll be free.
Her actions led to the deaths of countless lizards. We can't let her go unpunished.
She embraces you passionately.
My knight in shining armor.
You kiss, and for the briefest of moments, you forget all that awaits.
I wish this could last forever. But I know the road you must walk. You must defeat the God King and become the new divine. My prince, your children will help you. Here, take one of the eggs and engulf it with fire. Do so, and your child will be born, ready even now to fight by your side. With a single breath, you'll usher in a new age. A new creed before which all must bow. A dawn of flame. Now go, and take this ring with you. It is the ancient circle of suns. By this ring I make thee one with fire. And one day, by this ring, I'll thee wed. One more battle, my prince. Then we will return to our empire as king and queen. Our children will flourish, and the world will be theirs. I abide. While the God King lives. This place is my only refuge. My flames must stay contained. You may not. Each portal is an opportunity for the Black Ring to infiltrate my sanctuary. Once you depart, the entrance will close, as much as it pains me. The Empire's future must be assured. Our marriage will unite the houses of war and law into the House of Dragons. That is how it will be. The prophecy will be complete.
One last embrace, lips hot upon lips.
Yonder portal will take you back to Rivellon, where the God King awaits. Good luck, my prince. I love you.
The shell cracks open. A small dragon's head becomes visible. It looks at the world around it and roars, flame bursting from its mouth. Though but moments born, you can already feel the terrible power of this creature.
Look at it. Isn't it magnificent? A tiny titan, ready to burst forth with unstoppable force.
The dragon hears its mother's voice and roars again. Spreading its wings, all of the shell gives way. It has happened. For the first time in millennia, a great red dragon is born. You approach the dragon and take it in your arms.
Yes. Go with your father, my darling. Make me proud.
The dragon nuzzles you with its snout, happy in its father's arms. A bright red flame surrounds you both, but does no harm. It is the magic that binds you to the dragon.
Your soul has bonded with your child's, my love. Call for it, and it will join you in battle.
Off the dragon soars, ready to heed your call.
We find ourselves on an unfortunate footing. The Red Prince lives, and so too, sadly, does the Red Princess. This cannot be allowed to continue. You leave me with no choice. Shadows! A prince who cannot see beyond his own vagaries and base desires is unworthy of his throne.
Even in death, his eyes are black holes in a black-skinned sky. He bows with the deference of a noble among nobles, swinging ever so playfully between sincerity and sarcasm.
I suppose I should start with an apology for the attempts on your life. Talk about getting off on the wrong foot, wouldn't you say? How very magnanimous of you. You may find this hard to believe, but given different circumstances, I would have been quite content to let you live. Let you play the Emperor from your golden throne in your golden city. It was a pleasant fancy. And you would know something about fancies, wouldn't you? It's almost a pity we found ourselves on such opposite sides. All because of who you are, and all because of who she is. It was Sadha who set events in motion, Red Prince. Her selfish desires, her need to spawn a murder of dragons led us to this moment. Don't you see, you who wants to be Emperor, that you're enacting the downfall of our race? The simple truth of the matter is that yes, we lizards were dragons once. The mightiest creatures to rule sky, earth, and sea. But such was the jealousy of our power that all other races united against us and brought us to the brink of extinction. No one knows what happened next. Was it wizardry? Was it Zol Stissa who took mercy on us even then? Suddenly we were dragons no more, lizards instead. And as lizards we flourished and built an empire once more. But the House of Dreams trades in prophecy. They've always known we could be dragons again. For one day a man and a woman will be born, and their skin will be red, and the fruit of their union will be great red dragons. Yes, in a brief moment of supremacy, followed by annihilation. I failed. You must not. Should we become dragons once more, the other races will drive us into extinction. And so I must trust it to be done.
And in an instant, the spirit of the Shadow Prince departs for the Hall of Echoes, at peace with your promise. The ancient empire of lizards became one of the pillars of the new divine alliance. The houses of war and of shadows were particularly useful in the fight against the God King. The Empire used the war to expand its territory. And then there was you. And you, the Red Prince, the Lizard Divine. What did you do with your power? What kind of divine were you as the world battled on? Did you show mercy or strength? Did you sacrifice others as Lucian had done? Did you regret becoming divine? Did you wish you'd surrendered the power that runs through your veins and sealed the veil? Only you know the truth. Only you know if you atone for your sins.